it. Like a lot of modern day women say, well, I should be able to do what I want, blah, blah, blah. The problem is this. Women want a man to be traditional while absolving themselves of traditional responsibilities as a woman. You want me to protect you, earn more than you, be confident, make money, all these other things? But if I say, hey, listen, you can't put your ass on internet, you're toxic and insecure. And it's like they pick and choose what they want to take from traditionalism that makes, puts them in an advantage, but the man's roles are always static while hers are negotiable. And I tell guys on this podcast, like, if you're going to be a traditional man, she needs to be a traditional girl. You know, it's bullshit that you have to, be traditional on your end and provide and bring home the bacon and be willing to die for this girl and protect her when she can't even say no when her girls ask her to go on a girls' night out. That's my thing.
Simply put.
I don't think men are good people.
Wait, you think that now? All men?
I don't think they're good people.
Why not?
For men to do things that they consider small in the flesh of like cheating, you know that's going to destroy your partner, but you do it anyway. That's not a mistake. And just because I'm a woman, I'm supposed to accept your betrayal.
Right.
Have you ever cheated in a relationship?
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
Yeah, I've cheated. I've cheated.
The hypocrisy and delusion of women. So her argument is that she said men are not good people. And why she thinks men are not good people is because they cheat. She don't say cheaters are not good people. She just said men are not good people. And why? Because they cheat. What about, and she also said she cheats too, but she don't mention women. So in the sense that you don't just say cheaters are bad people. No, you just say men are bad people. And then why? Because they cheat. I mean, what kind of argument is that? So she's disingenuous, just saying men are bad people to be clickbaity. This is the problem where we have women who do not understand, right? That you don't know all men. You don't interact with all men. You know what? You don't even interact with a majority of men. You interact with just a small population of men. At most women maybe interact with 100 men, couple hundred men in their lifetime. Interact, not just see a man walk by, and that's me being generous, right? I'm saying I believe women interact with maybe very few men, maybe under a couple hundred, maybe. And dating and talking to men, even less than that, I believe. So really, it's the fallacy that women don't understand that, no, the men that you deal with are not good men, or not good men in your eyes. So really, men are not good is stupid, because you don't know enough men to qualify your argument in saying men, as in most men. When you say men, just say men, okay? You mean the majority. You don't mean a few men, because you would say that. No, because you're trying to say men in general are bad people. So it's stupid that this woman, right, could say men are bad, and because they're bad, and because why they're bad, they're cheaters. No, the men that you dealt with are cheaters. Plus, you're a cheater yourself. The hypocrisy to call someone bad when you do the exact same thing. This is why women are delusional. They don't understand that, you know what? It's the men that you deal with that shapes your view. It's not men that shapes your view. It's men that you deal with. So that's why it's the hypocrisy when women make any kind of argument. Why men say some things? Because a vast majority of men, they agree to it. Plus, it's also a lot of things in human nature. It's not necessarily human nature to cheat. It's just the men you choose that usually when women choose, they choose the men that are desirable. So men that have options have a higher likelihood to cheat. Okay? Women's not cheating. Women's not choosing the fat guy, the geeky guy, the below average guy, or the average guy. No, they're not. So they're not choosing the men that don't have that much option. or the men that, you know, have more values and morals. But, you know, he might be chubby. He may not be that good looking. He may not be that tall. He may not be financially high value, whatever. But at the end of the day, I will always say it's accountability. You choose those men that you found to be terrible men.
How much do you think your guy should make?
You should be making the same amount as me.
Same amount as you?
Yeah, I've made 95k in the last month.
The last month, 95k? You think the guy...
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do?
I sell my used underwear on Sophia Gray.
You sell your used underwear on Sophie Gray and you get 95k?
Yeah,
The last month?
last month, yeah, that's it.
I think we won't make it, bro. We won't make it.
If you got a girlfriend that's going and she's married and she's flirting with other guys, let her do her thing. It's not your business. The girls' trip, you're supposed to have an amazing time, and what happens on the trip stays on the trip.
The only married girl, I ended up rooming with somebody that was single. At the end of a fun night, she wanted to bring someone back. And I'm like, there's 2 guys in my room. Like,
She picked 2 guys?
A lot of people got something to say about the fact that I got 6 kids with 6 different men. So I'm just gonna tell y'all why it is better to do it this way. If I had 6 kids with all the same dude, I get 34% of his income, which is only $680 a month. If I got 6 kids with 6 different dudes, I get 17% from each one of them, which is $340 a month from each one. $340 a month times 6 baby daddies is $2,040. So why don't you have 6 baby daddies?
I watch porn regularly.
I wouldn't love for my boyfriend to be watching it all the time. So like,
That's so hypocritical.
It is. That's why I'm saying it's controversial. Like obviously I wouldn't want him to like watch it all the time, but like
You literally make the material that
I know,
other
that's
girls'
why
boyfriends
exactly, and
watch.
that's why I'm saying this is an unpopular take. This is controversial. You know, so this is how I feel though. I feel like I love
Double standard.
All right, boys, pause to read this. Having a boyfriend means I won't be able to go to Nobu with some NBA players, 1942 poured down my throat, club on a Tuesday. Then you have these women in the comments. Pause to read.
You know, this is why I'm a strong believer that red pill is not about men versus women. Especially, let's say, especially me. When I do it, it's not about men versus women. I believe red pill is 1, about uplifting men, okay? And 2, giving advice to men. Showcasing men, what's out there. These are the women that are currently out there in the dating market. These are the type of women that men are currently dealing with. Also, this is the advice people give to men, that this will be the woman that when she turns 30 will blame men, okay? Will blame men for her failures of relationships, okay? Will blame men for caring about her past. Will blame men for a crazy amount of reasons. But this is what pretty much the manosphere kind of does. It's mainly about uplifting men and giving men advice and showcasing men what's out there for them. Okay? About these are the things that men do. Show you that this is the type of women that men are dealing with and have to deal with. Where, you know, if you're a good guy, you're the last resort, right? If you're a Chad, you have the pick of the litter, right? That you have to be the best you can be if you want a chance in the dating market. But you should also know that what type of women are out there in the dating market. The expectations, the preferences, standards, boundaries, all that stuff, you know, and keep with your own boundaries. You know, men should have their own standards and stick to it. But mainly, this is what I'm going to show. What men are dealing with. The women that are out there. Because you have women that are, you know, coming into men's spaces and saying all these stuff about women on this, women on that. You know, that's the problem. You don't know. You're not dating women. Okay? And most women have blindfolds on about other women because women don't hold other women accountable. So men come in there holding women and men accountable. And again, giving advice to men. I don't believe that it's a men versus women thing, because men don't, in general, are not degrading women. They're not, calling women name or saying that, you know what, you're not allowed to have a body count. But this is the thing, if you do have a high body count, they tell you, they're holding you accountable, saying like, okay, you want to have fun, have girl trip, divorce, have high body count, all this stuff. Well, these are the outcomes that could happen. And you know what? That's the gist. That's the main point, I want to make.
They actually gave their body count. There was a 29-year-old woman that had 150 plus. And she said, I wish it was higher.
Oh my God.
And even women who had low body count, low numbers of men, they said it should be higher. They actually feel embarrassed, like I should be living little. And I used to feel there's no shame about it. If you ask the same men, unless they are certain looks, they have a certain amount of looks or money and status, they can't get the average woman. If all of us women went outside right now and was just like, listen, come back to the crib, let's go to the car, let's go to the alley, I'm gonna bust it down for you.
They would happen
I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
We can rack up the whole city.
If I was dating a guy or married to a guy and he said, pick me, like you have to delete your Instagram or we can't be together, that's pretty controlling and weird. And I'd be like, no.
What about your OnlyFans? Would you delete that at a marriageable man's request?
No, I just wouldn't shoot with other men.
You wouldn't delete it altogether under any circumstance?
No, I would just do solo content.
But what if he was like, I don't want you to do any content on OnlyFans?
Then that's controlling and weird, and I wouldn't want to date him.
How long is relationship?
My relationship is 8 years.
8 years, and what happened?
I cheated on him.